fucking with. What you talking about? What you talking about? I'm fucking with.
Hello guys, welcome to this new video. Today we're gonna see how to make hard techno like SIKOTI. Let's dive into the main elements.
What you talking about? I'm fucking with.
So first we have our kick. So for his tracks, SIKOTI, I think he used kind of sharp, punchy kicks. So I made this kick. It was pretty simple in terms of layers and composition. So here we have. So this kick is composed of a main layer, a main kick, and some top kicks. So for the main kick, I've used a sample. Actually, it was a dubstep kick, but it's just a punchy kick. So at first, without any EQ, this was like this. So I thought it was a bit boomy and there were a bit too much highs. So I gotta first withdraw these frequencies. So first I withdraw the resonancy here, that was too boomy. And then I withdraw the highs that were too much. And I kind of duplicate it so that it's more clean. So now I have a good sub layer. And on top of that, I want to build my mid kick and my top kick. So for that, I use several layers. I have some snares, I have some kicks, some impacts or whatever samples. The only thing for these samples is that I only take the transient part. So I can use either this in the sample to manage the transient, or I can use Kickstart, or I can use LFO tool or the shaper here that I linked to the gain, so that I only take the first part of the sample. And then I just want to isolate the frequencies that I want on top of my kick, my main kick. So first sample, I just wanted the clicky part, so the highs, so above 1K and below 10K. So I usually withdraw these 10K plus frequencies because they are a bit harsh and annoying to the ears. So for the second one, I did the same, it was more in the mid part. And I kind of withdraw this because it was too resonating. Then I have this one. So this was a snare. Here it's more for the mid and low mids. And finally I have this one. The talk layer with all of the frequencies. And again, just kind of use my ears to withdraw some of the resonating frequencies that I don't like, especially in the high end, and also a few here in the mids. And of course I sidechain to take only the transient. So all of these layers bring me to have this top kick. And so I can add this top kick to my main kick, so that I have a good punchy kick. And of course, I still have some EQs on top of that. So same thing, just using your ears, trying to see what kind of frequencies is too harsh or is necessary to be boosted. So for instance, I've boosted this high frequency here because I wanted more impact. I kind of reduced here this resonating frequency. So this leads to this kick. All right, so next I have my Sybase. So for this Sybase, I used one of the samples that I've made for the tutorial on the Sybase. You can check the video to see how I make this kind of Sybase. And this is the Sybase 13. So I kind of use it. The main thing to be able to mix the kick and the bass is really about EQing, making it resonate at the right frequency so that it feels very full and with lots of drive. So at first it was like this. Of course, I had to sidechain. So for the sidechain, I use 2 sidechains. So I have first the mid chain so that it doesn't clash with the kick. So this first part is filled up by the kick. And then you can kind of modulate here the sub bass chain depending on the kind of Sybase you want. So either you want the Sybase to resonate with 3 notes or with only 2 notes. Or you can make a kind of an in-between. It depends. You really have to see with the kick. And then it's about making it resonate the right way. So first I had to make the bass a bit more sharp, and I kind of withdraw this resonating part because I wanted to resonate a bit more in the 100 Hertz or near the sub bass. So you will see the difference. And I kind of withdraw also this high part. It was a bit too much. And then again, still a bit of EQ. So we get this kick and bass. So I have also my reverse bass here. Yeah, and just this final one also. And so still got a bit of EQ here on my group. And I also had a little delay. I usually do this on my Sybase because it kind of brings a little room. It brings also the Sybase to be a bit more lively. And this way I have kind of a clicky delay on top of it. And it feels quite good, I think. And then still a bit of EQ, of course. So on top of that, you also have another Sybase at some point in the track. So I just took this small part of the sample and I just have pitched it up like 3 semitones or 5 or 7 or whatever in the scale. And this brings you this kind of groove. And I've just added on this layer also a reverb so that it brings this room also to the Sybase. And so everything is in this group. So that's it for the Sybase. And next we have the reverse bass. So it's the same thing. The reverse bass is made out of a sample that I took from the sample pack that I made for the tutorial on the reverse bass. And so for this one, it really depends at which point in the track I play it. But I either play it in solo, so here, or with the kick and the bass, here. So depending on if it's plays with the other bass, of course you have different processing. Because in solo, you gotta have it full blast with the kick so that it takes all the space in the frequency spectrum. So that's why I have these EQs. So I have a bit of distortion. I have also some EQ to make it resonate here in the mids. And here it's just an EQ to withdraw some resonating frequencies that I didn't want it. So I can show you. This way. And when it plays only with the Sybase, then it's a different EQ. Because here I don't want a sub part from it, because otherwise it will clash with the Sybase, because I already have the sub bass from this Sybase. So I need this high pass here, and then same thing, just a different kind of EQ so that it matches with the Sybase. You see, it's too much if I don't have it. And also, since I have different processing, I should have also a different volume to manage the bass. So that's why I use an utility. So why do I use an utility instead of managing the sound directly here on the channel? It's because if you want to go in the mixing phase and regulate this volume, it's better to do it here. And if you create an automation here, you couldn't do it. So that's why you use a utility. And with this utility, I can manage my volume on the whole track so that when it plays with the Sybase, I can put up the volume if necessary. And here I can put it down. So because I had lots of processing, the saturation and so on, that's why I had more volume. So I had to adapt the volume when it plays solo or when it plays with the Sybase. So it's better to have this utility on the channel. And so on the whole group of this Sybase and the bass and the kick, I still have also some processing. So I have, of course, bass mono, just to make sure everything is in mono in the bass. I have a little saturation. Also, you can see that when I adjust the saturation here with the plus 2 or 3 dBs, I withdraw 2 or plus 3 dBs because that's called gain staging. So it's supposed to be a good practice when you add some volume with a plugin, with the processing, or whatever. You must put down the volume just after so that you can really hear what your plugin is actually doing. Because sometimes you can do some processing and you feel like it's better just because it's higher in terms of volume, so that your brain says you that, yeah, it's better, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes the processing might alterate the sound, but you can't really hear it if it's with more volume. So a good practice would be to add a kind of utility just after every processing that you do. So that, for instance, if I have a plus 3 dB here, I withdraw plus 3 dB here. This is a good practice, but I know that when you produce, you can forget to put these kind of things. So then I have this drum bus. This is to manage the compression and kind of glue everything together. So you can hear the difference if I play without the drum bus with it. So it kind of glues everything together. But yeah, don't push it at 100% because it will be too much and it will saturate it. Then slight EQ, and then just limiting so that I boost my kick bass at the maximum volume. Yeah. And just a final layer for my kick bass. It's just here this hi-hat that I've added at some point in the track. This is kind of bring more intensity to my kick and side bass. So this is just a hi-hat that I've bandpassed like this and with a slight reverb. And I think it just adds a little bit resonancy that I like on the side bass. So you can hear it. And that's pretty much it for my kick bass group. So then we have our drums. So for the drums, I think SIKOTI uses his drums pretty much whole together. So it's really rare that he uses only like a hi-hat, a open hat in solo. it's usually lots of layers that are playing together to make a kind of a rave loop. And it makes also a more dirty and harsh sound. So here I have this drum layer. And to make this, I have several layers. So I have this rave loop. I have an open hat. Here I have also a hi-hat. Then I have another hi-hat and a clap. And to make this, so first we're going to see the open hat. So this is just some 909 drums. So usually they kind of use simple drums, but that are full and coming from drum machines. So here it's just a 909 drum. And I've just made the simple pattern, just added another same sample just before it. And I reduced the gain, so that already gives a kind of groove, and it's better than just having this open hat. So on top of that, I have these hi-hats with a different pattern. And you can see that in terms of frequency here, it's more in the high end, while this one is more in the mid-range. Actually, on this one, I've just withdrawn this resonancy. That was a bit too much. And yeah, here it's kind of feeling the higher frequencies. And then same thing, I have this one with another pattern. So more in the mid-range again, and in the 16th note. And so the whole thing together is kind of building this whole groove. And it's, of course, grouped together and sidechain, just for the kick. And underneath, I have this clap. So it's a 909 clap, classic clap. But really here, I managed the saturation with the overdrive. So it brings a bit of noise. And you see here I've done the gain staging. So I gain some volume here, but I put back the gain. I can really hear the difference when it's on or when it's off with the same volume. And then I have my drum bus to kind of manage the punch and the tail a bit with the transient here. And then I just have a reverb here, very short, to have a room. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I kind of had another reverb at some point. And so everything is grouped together with this rave loop. So this is coming from a break loop. And usually when you take this kind of loop, you can just isolate the small parts that you want with the hi-hats, for instance. So I didn't take the clap, I just took the hi-hat. And when you duplicate a very short pattern, you get something that's really quick and kind of brings some drive to the whole drums. And so everything is grouped together. I had another saturation on top of it. So you see it really brings some kind of dirtiness. And then I bring some room again with this reverb. So it's yeah, so that's very full, and that it covers everything in the mid and in the high range. And so with the kick and the bass, it works well. Also for the drums in the break, I just have a snare roll. So this is just a 909 snare. And I do the basic snare roll pattern. So until just before the drop, you just kind of gets quicker here and there. And I kind of play here with the clap also. So with a different pattern of the clap first. And then the claps kind of gets into this rolling pattern. And that's it for the drums. So then I have my screeches. So I have 3 different layers. So for these Screeches, I use a serum patch, this one. So actually there's not much processing. This is just init preset, so it's saw wave that I've took to 16 voices. And I have lots of detuning. So depending here on the tuning, you will have different. You see, here it's more of a carve kind of screech, and here it's more detuned. Also, you can play here with the blend, and also the random phase. So this is the main sound, and then there's just some bandpass to make it resonate. With lots of drive, a bit of resonancy. And also here I have a noise, so I took any kind of noise, and I have FM with the noise. So it's very slight, but you can hear it if I go in lower octave. So you have this LFO that is on the chorus. So of course changes the pitch, so it's in bipolar mode. This is the basic screech sound that you get from this, and then just a bunch of effects, so some distortion, of course, slight delay, lots of reverb, some compression, and some EQ just to withdraw the lows. And I can add another layer with the amp. You see it really gets something more dirty and sharpens the sound a bit more, and then huge reverb. So not too much in the mix because it would be too messy, but here huge room to get this big sound and another echo. So yeah, maybe it's a bit too much. I could have changed the parameters here in Serum, but I kind of like better Valhalla Vintage and this echo, so that's why I use this. And so in terms of pattern, in this break, I kind of play slowly 2 notes. And to get more intensity, I bring quicker notes. And I kind of play a call and answer with these other patches. So this is the same patch, the same Serum patch. The only difference is that here I have the amp in rock mode, so that I get different tones, while here it's on blues. And for this one, it's the same, but I have 2 amps, and I play lower notes here. So I'm in F4, while here I'm at C5, so I get this different sound. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for the Screeches. Then I have sidechain, of course, on this, and you have also different kind of patterns. So at the first drop, I have only this mid layer. Then I kind of play a call and answer with these 2 Screeches, and then on the final drop, kind of bring the 3 of them together. So you have lots of variation, and yeah, kind of play with this as a lead on this track. And that's it for the Screeches. So then I have my vocal. So I use a vocal as a kind of a leitmotiv in the track. So what really works in this hard techno style is very sharp vocals just before the drop. So you can use whatever vocal that kind of is cool for you.
But what you talking about? I'm fucking with.
So here I kind of announce each drop with this vocal. Also with the break, I'm kind of making a roll with this vocal, so the same as the clap and the snare.
I'm fucking with.
And yeah, so this is the main theme of the track. And I have another vocal, which is kind of a single note. So at first, so it was just a singer saying one note. And so yeah, just kind of isolate something to muffle the sound, put a reverb on it, lots of delay and reverb, and then I sidechain, of course. Could have sidechain just after it. Just give me this loopy vocal, and I kind of use it the same way as I did with the other hi-hats that I had on top of my side bass. So it kind of brings even more intensity. And kind of emphasize the drive and the groove of the kick at this time. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the vocal. And then for the effects, nothing special here, just a few sweeps here and there before my break, before my drops, and some impacts to announce the different transitions. And so finally, in terms of arrangement, so I first have this first part. This is the intro, so this is just the kick and the side bass. Then before each part, I can kind of announce the next part with the vocal that is coming before the drop, and also a few effects, sweeps and reverbs. So in the first year, second part of the intro, I bring the drums.
I'm fucking with.
Kind of make a cut in the kick, and I have a small kick just before the drop. Then I have my second part of the intro, so I bring another drum on top of it, so the hi-hat.
What you talking about?
Then I bring the vocal the same way.
I'm fucking with.
And then we got to the break. So I announce it with some sweep or reverb, and then the break starts. When the break starts, as I show you, there is this screech first, solo, it's very slow. And with this, there is the reverse bass that kind of starts only with a very high pass. And as I keep progressing in this break, it gets more intensity because the reverse bass gets bigger with the high pass getting more low. And so also I bring the drums, the clap, the snare roll, the screeches that gets quicker, and then big reverb. And this brings me to this fake kick. Then fake kick, the vocals, and then boom, the drop. And for the drop, I chose to stay simple with only the kick and the bass. And I also took the main kick that I've reversed like this. So you can reverse it. And this brings me to this drop. Then the drop continues, I add the vocals to get more intensity, and then I bring back my screeches. So first there is the parts with the screeches, only the medium layer, the mid layer, and then I kind of make a fake one.
What you talking about?
Big change and transition, kind of unexpected. I bring back the reverse bass in full mode, in solo, and then boom, another cut, and I bring back the side bass and the reverse bass.
I'm fucking with.
And then last part, I just bring back everything. So the drums and all of the screeches in different parts. And this is my final drop. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for this track. So let me know if you got any questions. If you like this tutorial, please tell me in the comments, and like, subscribe and share the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.